Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to our webinar with the University of St. Thomas in Houston. I'd like to welcome everybody in. I know we'll probably have a few more people joining us, but don't want to hold up anybody who has been able to join us on time. Just as a way of brief introduction, my name is Everett Boyarsky. I am the Academic Services Director here at Kolbe Academy. I work closely with our admissions office, with our academic advisors, and with many of our other academic staff. Today we are here to speak with you about the partnership that we've had going on. We're in our fourth year of partnering with the University of St. Thomas in Houston to offer dual credit courses. This is an exclusive partnership, through us. Otherwise, this is only available to local schools in the Houston area. So this is something that we've been very fortunate to be able to work with the University of St. Thomas on to make available some of their courses to our students across the United States and even around the world if interested. So I'm joined today by Mr. Ryan Conkright, the admissions director at the University of St. Thomas in Houston, to talk to us about the program and especially some exciting news on some updated pricing, which will be a discount from what we've previously been able to offer, and a new streamlined process for applying and getting started. So I'll turn it over to Ryan. Thanks for joining us, Ryan.
Thank you, Everett. Good afternoon, good evening, everybody, from depending on where you're watching us from today. As Mr. Boyarsky mentioned, it's my pleasure to be here to visit with you and talk about our dual credit opportunity that we have with Kolbe Academy and the University of St. Thomas. As mentioned, my name again is Ryan Conkright, and I have the privilege of serving as the Director of Admission here at the University of St. Thomas. And so today we really wanted to present to you and visit with you about the benefits of dual credit, what exactly dual credit is for your students, the advantages of enrolling in dual credit, and then some about our process for those that are interested in pursuing this fantastic opportunity for your students. So before we get started, I'll share a little bit about dual credit for those that may not be familiar with it. But essentially, dual credit is we see it as an increasing prevalence within the country, where students that are concurrently enrolled in high school or in a homeschool program can concurrently take their curriculum at the high school level in addition to college level courses. We really offer this as a way for students to, if you will, get their feet wet a little bit, get their hands in some of the dual credit courses that universities offer. And so we're excited to be able to offer a slate of courses for your students. Like Mr. Boyarsky said, this is not a new partnership that we have with Kolbe Academy. We've been doing this for a number of years, but it is exclusive to the Kolbe group because we have our partners here locally in the city of Houston that we offer our courses with. Some of the advantages to keep in mind about dual credit programs are dual credit programs really afford your students the opportunity to get a head start on their college education. The courses that we offer here at the University of St. Thomas are typically transferable to any college and university. It is advantageous to take dual credit courses at four-year institutions. Our goal ultimately is hopefully we can recruit some future St. Thomas students from Kolbe Academy to come and enroll here at St. Thomas. But the advantage is that your students will have an opportunity to be in the same classroom or the same virtual classroom, if you will, with current college students. And so they have that experience and that engagement early on before they even enroll or set foot on a college campus. One of the advantages of the UST program is that we do not create special individual sections for our dual credit students. So your students are going to be sitting in the same courses as our currently enrolled students. Almost all of our dual credit courses, are going to be introductory level courses. So it helps your students start taking their core, which is typically something that you're going to see required at any college or university that your students may be looking at. Our core obviously is grounded in the liberal arts and in the Catholic intellectual tradition, because we are a faith-based Catholic institution. And so we do bring that in what we offer for our students. Another advantage is the price point that Mr. Boyarsky alluded to in his introduction. The dual credit courses that we offer here at UST are $375 per course, and that is at a significant discount from what the university and what you'll see at most universities per credit hour rate is for courses. And so your students will take the entire course for a cost of $375. We encourage your students, hopefully everybody that's on this webinar today has a student that is in the equivalent of their junior or senior year, so a rising junior or a rising senior, to take our courses. And we really want to limit the number of courses that your students take to no more than 3 per semester. That's just because we want to make sure and ensure that they do have a very good experience with our faculty and in our courses, because they are taught at the college level. And so your students are going to be in an equivalent college courses if they were on our campus. And so that's something that we want to make sure is we're upfront with all of our families that are pursuing dual credit. Most students will enroll in 1 or 2 courses each semester, but we do limit that to 3 courses per semester. We offer dual credit in the fall semester, in the spring semester, and also in the summer term. So if your students are interested in continuing with us for dual credit, we do encourage that so that they can accumulate as many courses and credits as they can during their high school years. The University of St. Thomas is accredited by the Southern Association of Colleges and Universities. So again, these credits are transferable to most 4-year public and private institutions. So there should not be an issue there. And your students will become, when they complete an application for dual credit, a full UST student. They're issued an ID number, an email, and they'll have access to all of our online resources for our courses. I will pull up the registration form in just a second and kind of walk you through that process and show you the courses that we're offering. But I did want to talk a little bit about the modes of the courses that we offer. So the courses that we offer for dual credit, specifically for Kolbe Academy, are going to be in the online format. So you can take these from wherever you are watching this webinar from. We offer both online synchronous and online asynchronous courses, and these are going to be differentiated on the form that I will show you all in just a second. But I did want to explain the difference between these 2 types of course offerings, because that is important for your students that are going to be sitting in these courses or taking these courses. The online asynchronous course, asynchronous means that the course really is kind of a self-paced experience for your students. And so your students may meet with the professor at the beginning of the course. A syllabus will be given. They will have an opportunity to review the course calendar. And there may be a few dates throughout the semester that the course will meet online together, maybe for an exam or a quiz or some sort of a project presentation. But for the most part, it's going to be a self-paced type of course, and there'll be certain milestones that your students will have to achieve throughout the duration of the semester. The second type of course that we're offering is going to be online synchronous dual credit courses. And so these courses will have a specific date and time that the course meets online. And so, for instance, a course may meet on Mondays and Wednesdays from 10 to 11 p.m. or 10 to 11 a.m., I'm sorry, in the morning. And it may be a general psychology course. And so your students would need to connect on Mondays and Wednesdays at that time through our online learning module. Typically, there'll be the web camera involved, and the professor will be present to lecture or deliver the course material when everyone is together. But again, the course will be fully online. Those are going to be the 2 types of courses that we offer for dual credit here at the University of St. Thomas. And we have had very, very good feedback from our students that have taken both types of courses. And so, please visit with your students of which course modality may be in their best interest, or which one they want to try, or if they want to try one of each, and then determine which one might be better suited for them if they would like to continue to take dual credit courses with us. So I'm going to share my screen so that I can walk through some of our process here at St. Thomas. And one of the nice things that we have here is we have a dedicated webpage for dual credit. And so your students and you all can go on to the St. Thomas website, and it sits here in the top, stthom.edu. And you're able to navigate under the admissions section, undergraduate, and then there'll be an option for dual credit. This gives some general information, most of which I've covered already in my introduction here. But really, just to kind of summarize some of the highlights, it really reduces your students' time in college. What we see on average is students are coming into 4-year institutions with sometimes upwards of 60 credits total. An equivalent of an associate's degree. Even if your students can complete maybe during their junior year and their senior year, so their last year of schooling, 15 to maybe 18 hours, that's at least one full semester that they're coming in. And so sometimes our students that we see that have taken a number of our dual credit courses or maximized their ability to take dual credit courses are coming in at the rank of a college sophomore. And so that has some good implications for them. And we look favorably on that in the admission process, as do many universities as well. But reduces your students' time in college because they can accelerate their graduation date if they have coming in with a number of our core courses. Obviously, there's going to be some financial savings for all of you because of the price point and the discount of the dual credit courses. And then it better prepares your students for an actual college experience because they're having these courses at the level that they would have once they set foot on a college campus. And so this is just a really good resource to look at. And I encourage you all later on to visit our website to obtain some more information about the benefits of dual credit. But the next section that I'll talk about is basically our dual credit application. So this is going to be a website-based application that will make sure that the link is sent out to all of you that attended today so that you can have it, and please share widely with others. Essentially, we are pleased to offer a very abbreviated form of application for our program and the registration process for this. Again, this is a reminder here in the top that our dual credit courses are $375 per course. Our first day of class, which is also summarized on here, is going to be August 22nd, and the semester for the fall will end on December 5th. So we will accept these applications all the way through the 22nd of this month. And so there's still time to get this into us and to be able to register for courses. Obviously, the sooner that you and your students can decide that you want to pursue dual credit with us, the better. That way we can get all the information to you and have you registered and set up for a successful first day of class. We've summarized for you all here the different modalities for the course offerings that we have with Kolbe Academy. We are offering online asynchronous and online synchronous. And so on the course schedule that you'll see in just a second, those are going to be abbreviated OA and OS, and then the definition is going to be on here just as a reminder of what type of course that you may be interested in registering for. Essentially, we collect your students' just personal information so that we can create their student record within our database system. And I think the most important section is going to be down here into the enrollment information. And so I've already pre-selected Kolbe Academy for this presentation. And so you can see the courses that we're offering right here for this upcoming fall. So we have a communications course in public speaking, which is a synchronous course that's going to be offered on Tuesdays and Thursdays from 5:30 to 8:15 p.m. So this is an evening course offering for your students. We're going to be offering a world regional geography course that's going to be asynchronous. So this is one of those ones that I was mentioning earlier that does not have a defined meeting time. And so this is going to be advantageous if your students are interested in wanting to pursue this as a learn at your own pace type of a course. We have an astronomy laboratory and an introduction to astronomy course. And you can see that these are going to be in the early afternoon to evening time frame, and these are going to be two of our synchronous courses. And then we're offering a general psychology course and a principles of sociology course that are going to be both in the online asynchronous format. So again, these are going to be the learn at your own pace type of a course. So your students can complete the rest of the form. It's pretty straightforward. And then we will just need your authorization or the parent's authorization to be able to register your students for courses, which can be done here on the form at the bottom section down here. And some of the other advantages, or some of the other things that I like to always talk about with dual credit is that we see a lot of families ask us or have questions about is, how are my students' grades going to be transferred, or how are they going to be received by other institutions? And so that's a very important question that I'd like to address. And so the answer to that is going to be, it's going to be institution specific. So your students, upon completion of their dual credit program, will receive a transcript from the University of St. Thomas. And so they will have a college level transcript with the courses that they've taken. So if your students decide to apply and enroll at another institution outside of St. Thomas, they will need to disclose on that university's admission application that they have taken dual credit courses, and that they will more than likely need to request a transcript from the University of St. Thomas to be sent to that particular institution. So those credits will transfer and those courses will transfer. Now, dependent on the institution is whether or not they will take the grade or they will just take the credit. That again is going to be institution specific. some universities and colleges, when a student takes dual credit, that GPA that they've earned at the University of St. Thomas or wherever they may be taking their dual credit will not transfer over, and they will only get the credit for the courses. Some institutions will transfer that GPA. So be sure that when your students are going through the college search process and visiting with the various colleges and universities, that they ask that question if they've taken dual credit coursework, whether or not the GPA is going to transfer over or just the college credits. In general, what we see is most universities typically will transfer over only the college credits and not necessarily the GPA, but again, that's going to be on a case-by-case basis. That's just one main point that we wanted to make sure that we made clear, because we do receive that question quite frequently from families. But essentially, our dual credit process for application and registration is very straightforward. The advantages, again, really saves your students time and allows them to jumpstart their college experience in their college education. And it is really looked upon favorably in the admission process for colleges and universities when students have taken college level coursework at their high school, at the high school level. And then the University of St. Thomas is one of the many great institutions that we hope that you all will consider for your students' higher education experience and journey. So with that said, let me take a look into the chat. I do see a few questions are coming in here. So the first one is, will these fall course offerings be the same courses offered this spring as well, including whether they are online asynchronous or online synchronous? And so that is a very good question. And the answer to that is not necessarily. Each semester, we do generate a new list of dual credit courses that we do send over to Kolbe Academy, and Kolbe Academy will then work with us to let us know which ones they would like to offer for students that complement the Kolbe schedule or your student schedules as well. And so although some of these courses may be offered in the fall, typically there may be some new additional ones that will be added in the fall. So each year or each semester, it does depend on what our course offerings are as well. And I know Mr. Boyarsky can add more to that because he's seen the comprehensive list of dual credit courses that we do offer for our students.
That's exactly right. And so stay tuned certainly for December. We'll be getting the updated list from the University of St. Thomas in Houston and coordinating with Ryan and his team on which courses will be available. As one example, oftentimes there'll be an economics course that'll be available. There just wasn't a good fit for us this semester, the way it worked out to do that. That's one example of the kind of course that we often look to pick up. So definitely stay tuned on that. There may be some initial courses offered. There may be some courses that are offered either in a different format or at a different time as well. And then as Ryan mentioned in his presentation, they do offer some of these over the summer. So this is something that with the kind of some of the revisions they made to the program, I think we'll talk about opportunities there that we may be able to partner on offering summer courses for them for the first time too, which we haven't done in the past. So that's a great question. Just as far as nuts and bolts on this, the basic process, we'll be sending out a link to this application form to everybody who is a part of, who joined us today. And once you've done that form, they'll have a roster for us that we can verify that you are in fact a fully enrolled student. As Mr. Conkright mentioned, students do have to be fully enrolled 11th or 12th graders with Kolbe to be taking advantage of this program, and a minimum 3.0 GPA, which is so it's kind of fairly straightforward requirements, but we want to make sure students are well prepared to handle college coursework. And then we award one high school credit for each of the 3 or 4 credit courses that are taken there at the University of St. Thomas. So that's the dual credit portion. We'll receive both the high school credit as well as the college credit. It looks like we had a question coming in. Ms. Ford, there in admissions, asking about minimum number of students per class. Do you have course sizes for some of your asynchronous synchronous courses?
Typically, it's not going to be more than about 20 students enrolled in that course. So obviously, we're a smaller to mid-sized private institution. And so we really pride ourselves on the individual attention that we give to our students. So even though your students may be enrolled in online courses, they are still going to have that one-on-one experience with the faculty member. And so that's something that we're actually very proud of. What we see typically with dual credit is that dual credit is offered from the state schools or the larger community colleges where your students may be one of 100 or 150 sitting in a classroom. So their experience here is going to be about 20 students in our courses. Typically our courses are capped at about 28. And so there really won't be too many more than about 20 in our dual credit courses. So again, they're going to be very small. Very good question. Other questions, comments? concerns, doubts? Again, this is a fantastic opportunity for your students. We partner mainly with high schools here in the Houston area for our dual credit. And so to be able to offer this at a national level, I think is very advantageous, especially at a four-year university. The course offerings, again, that I shared with you on the registration form are going to be very versatile courses, and they're courses that are going to transfer easily as core courses that your students are going to have to take no matter where they choose for their college education. And so having that experience of them while they're enrolled in high school, I think is extremely advantageous. And our curriculum is not an easy curriculum. We are a very comprehensive institution, and so your students will receive a very good quality dual credit experience with our faculty members. And our faculty members are aware that we have dual credit students in their courses, and they don't modify the curriculum for the dual credit students, which I think is very, very advantageous for your students to be able to experience with the university.
Fantastic. And one additional thing, I know some people may not be as familiar with the University of St. Thomas in Houston. That's something that obviously we've been working to change over this last 4 years of the partnership. But in particular, they are a Newman Guide recognized and recommended institution. They participated in our college fairs over the past couple of years. And brand new this year is they've just released their brand new revised core to really step even deeper into the Catholic and Western intellectual tradition. It's a beautiful thing. It's something they've spent a couple of years working on. So this is very much an institution that is in line philosophically with our approach to education. And so we're really happy to just have this opportunity for students to be able to take advantage of and enter into it. And get that experience in the kind of institution that we'd like them to be going to. We know there are a lot of places that students can choose to do dual credit, but given our choices, we'd certainly prefer them be doing with an institution like the University of St. Thomas, which we know is in keeping with the traditions of the Catholic Church. So it's been a pleasure to have students there over the years, and we're really looking forward to everything UST has to come.
For those that may not be familiar, UST, we are a Basilian institution, and so we have our Catholic identity, as Everett said, weaved into our new core, and many of these courses bring that to the forefront. And so the type of education that we offer here, I think will give your students not just the expertise in what the subject matter they're taking in their courses, but a very well-rounded Catholic liberal arts education. And so we're very, very pleased with the work that's been done with our new core and the new faculty that we're bringing on board that support the efforts that we've been doing with our core.
Fantastic. Well, I don't see any further questions, but certainly if you do have any questions, please do reach out to myself or to Ms. Ford there in admissions. If there's not, for some reason, there's something that we can't answer, we would, of course, get in contact with Mr. Conkright. But we'll be sending out the link and the information on this to everybody who's attended here, but also to all of our full-time 11th and 12th graders. And if you're interested in doing this, as Mr. Conkright mentioned, you can keep working on this form up until later on, but really for the best experience, we'd love to have people getting them in this week or very early next week, so we can get the students in, get everything sorted out, so they'll be ready to hit the ground running there when courses start. But we're excited to have people going. Thanks for your time, Ryan. Really appreciate it. We'll look forward to having some more students at the University of St. Thomas.
My pleasure. Take care, everybody, and looking forward to working with you all. Have a great afternoon and evening.